Have you ever thought about what it takes to make a nature documentary? I'm Ben the Quasi-Ecologist, easily the most recognizable name in nature documentary making if you ignore the other ones. I'm taking one knowable face out on an adventure to make one of their own. Welcome to Natural Curiosity.
This is the west coast of Tamaki Makaurau, New Zealand. We're headed to one of the most prehistoric locations I can think of, and filming this documentary on a coastline that is beautiful, rugged, and has a heart of metal. To join me on this adventure, I've invited someone who is also beautiful, rugged, and has a heart of metal. It's pop punk's most in-the-lead singer, Red Rogers. His band, Fingertight, has been described as relentlessly energetic and pop punk with, well, you can read. With waves being made here on the music scene, 2 albums released, and above all, their single Rose-Colored Retrospect that reached number 4 on my Spotify Wrapped, Red Rogers is taking the punk game by storm.
Dwayne Johnson.
Can't believe he's here. Can't believe he agreed to be on the show.
The first stop for our day of filming is one of the relentlessly beautiful black sand beaches that are so iconic of this stretch of coastline, where the rainforest hills of the Waitakere Ranges meets the sea.
So here we are. If you had 3 words to describe this place, what are you thinking?
Vast. Is black sand one word? Like, can that count as one?
That can count as one word. I can put black sand as one word.
I think stunning.
Yeah.
Especially look at, there's like a little bit of like
God rays
going on.
Stunning.
You can't see, but it's amazing.
We'll put B-roll in there, don't worry.
You can see, it's amazing. There's little birds flopping out of the tree. Flopping?
I think that's the technical term that we use on this show. If you had to describe this place in a haiku.
This is a vast beach. Its black sands are very stunning. This is a sentence.
I don't think that could have gone better.
I think it could have gone a lot better.
So you mentioned the black sand, and the black sand is super interesting. Do you know why there's black sand here?
Iron?
Iron is exactly what I got told when I was a kid as well.
Oh.
It's okay, because it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's just that the truth is so much cooler than that. So the Waitakere Ranges here, this whole mountainside, is 1/2 of a crater.
What?
Yeah, this huge area here. So these mountains here are one side of this crater, and the other side is about 60 kilometers that way under the ocean.
Why is that not more commonly known? That's so much cooler.
So this is the Waitakere super volcano that we're standing inside of right now. And it died about 15 million years ago. I'm going to fact check that in a second. It stopped erupting, and so all of these cliffs here are all just lava. And so the whole reason why this coastline is so rugged is because it's a mix of a bunch of different rocks that came from that volcano. And so some of those types of rocks erode away quickly, which is why there's huge beaches like this, and some of them don't erode away quickly, which is why there's huge cliffs still.
That's so cool!
Yeah, and so the sand here, as you were saying, it's iron.
Yes.
But it's not just iron. It's something called titanomagnetite. And so this beach is black because it's iron and titanium put together.
Titanomagnetite, as it sounds from the name, is actually magnetic, and to prove my point, it's time for a little demonstration. With the black sand now fully understood, it was time to start filming some B-roll and establishing shots for our nature documentary.
These are torea. They are variable oyster catchers. They're called variable oyster catchers because they have like random white and black patterns on them. You see some of them are fully black, some of them have like white bellies, some of them will have like cow patches all over them. This is a seagull.
Wow.
Yeah, that might not seem like a lot, but actually in New Zealand we have the most endangered species of seagull in the world.
Oh.
We're gonna take a before and after of his shoes to see how well they do today.
I mean, I'm happy if these get absolutely trashed.
Okay, I'm gonna cut that out though. Where did the name for Finger Tight come from?
So we were going through one of the songs. We just started to just kind of finalize it, and then our drummer at the end was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. Like that's probably like one of the better ones we've done. It was pretty good, but could be a little bit better. It was tight, but not too tight. Kind of like, finger tight." And then we all just like looked at each other. We're like
with a screw, like just
yeah. We're kind of like setting the expectations of the music from the get-go.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that you have fun with these things and fun with your names as well. Because you have a few songs with really funny titles. I really like Gaslighting McQueen. Say what you want to get yourself through. Difficult, lemon, difficult. These days all look the same when your head is in the ground. I love that you have this kind of fun and you have this energy to like the way that you perform and the way that you record your music, and it's so upbeat. And then I listen to it sometimes and I'm like, the song is so fast paced, it's very fun. The lyrics are so raw and emotional for something that's so fun and energetic. How do you kind of balance those two like kind of, they feel like dichotomy, right?
And we try to lean into that as much as possible, and like because you can kind of guise all of the really heavy stuff like lyrically behind some really happy-go-lucky sounding things. It like, I don't know, I feel like it gives me a license to be able to just do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like almost try and have it a bit more plainly there.
If you had one animal that you really would love to see out in the wild in real life?
Probably an owl, like a barn owl.
In the wild? Yeah. Sick. There's a theory that they have a bit of a screamy sounding call, and there's the myth of the banshee in Ireland, of this wailing spirit, and the barn owls like to hang out around where the ancient kind of cemetery groves are, because it's been cleared, there's a lot of rodents in there. And so you go into these cemetery groves and there's this like screeching from the barn owls. And so the thinking is that actually maybe that's where the myth of the banshee came from.
To show you what I mean, here is the real sound that a barn owl makes. I'm so glad we could share this experience. With our establishing shots filmed and Red's shoes barely hanging on, it was time to head to our main course, further north. This northern section is where the rocky cliffs of the Waitakere crater end and give way to one of the largest beaches in the country, at an incredible 60 kilometers long, which is about 37 miles. Here, on the final cliff before the beach begins, we plan to find the birds that will form the center of our documentary.
You know why we're here?
Because you love the smell of bird poo.
I love the smell of bird poo in the morning. Yeah, this is going to be your nature documentary.
All right.
So do you know why the rocks here are a different color?
Because they're lava.
It's because of the bird poo. Yeah, it's stained it.
Oh.
You're welcome.
I liked the fact earlier about the volcano, and that we were in a big crater.
Yeah.
Much more.
We are still in that volcano. It's
just now in the bird poo
end.
part.
Yeah, it's in the bird poo part.
With the relative distance to guano now established, we were ready to head to the top of the rock and film the final piece of our nature documentary. Red, over to you.
The western coast of Auckland. A rugged landscape that plays host to a number of native New Zealand birds. None, however, are more iconic to this coastline than the Australasian gannet. These seabirds live together in a large colony at the top of a rocky outcrop on the ocean's edge. This time of year is rather special for the gannets. It's fledgling season. The fledglings here are young gannets reaching a major milestone in their life. They're learning how to fly. These young birds will wait until the wind picks up before beginning to flap their wings as practice for the real deal. Eventually, these fledglings will walk themselves to the cliff's edge overlooking the water and take off for real. Just not today. When the birds eventually do begin to fly, they'll cross the Tasman Sea until they reach full maturity before returning right back to this coastline, where they will find themselves a mate and spend their lives together.
Do you feel like a real-life nature documentarian?
Is that what you'd say? Documentarian? Documentist?
That's too close to dentist.
I wanted to be a dentist when I was a kid because I wanted to see people's smiles. And then I realized that most people who go to the dentist probably don't have great smiles.
Yeah. They do when you leave. That's nice. That's
yeah,
kinda wholesome.
actually, yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like a dentist, but I feel like a documentarian. Documentarianism.
Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Well, we've done your nature documentary. We did what we came here to do. We went on an adventure up and down the west coast.
We're like Bilbo going on an adventure.
We are like Bilbo going on an adventure. You have a favourite part?
Of Lord of the Rings. The mouth of Sauron scene, that's why I've got him tattooed.
Yeah. Whoa!
Yeah, hello.
From the extended edition.
Yeah.